Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to solve our skillrack daily challenge using Python programming language. Before going to logic, if you didn't subscribe to our channel, then subscribe right now and make our work more meaningful.
Let us solve today's DC using Python programming language. The program must accept an integer matrix of size r cross c, and it must accept an integer d. It must print the 3 cross 3 submatrix which has the maximum sum and the unit digit of the bottom right element as d. If two or more submatrix have same maximum sum, then we have to consider the first occurring one. If there is no such submatrix, then we have to print -1 as our output. The program must accept an integer matrix of size r cross c and also an integer d, and print the 3 cross 3 submatrix which has the maximum sum and the unit digit of the bottom right element as d. If two or more submatrix have same max sum, then we have to consider the first occurring one. If there is no such submatrix, then we have to print -1. Now let us consider for our test case. This is a matrix of size 4 cross 5 and the integer d is 3 here. So let us consider the first submatrix here. So 3, 24, 42, 24, 13, 35 and 16, 10, 26. Now in this, the bottom right element unit digit is 6, which is not equal to 3. So let us go to the next submatrix. Next one is 24, 42, 17 and 13, 35, 18, 10, 26, 25. So let us. Now in this submatrix, the bottom right element unit digit is 5, which is not equal to 3. So let us go to the next submatrix. That is here 42, 17, 37 and 35, 18, 39 and 26, 25, 23. Here the bottom right element unit digit is 3, which is equal to the integer d3. So let us have a variable called maxsum and assign -1 to it. Now this submatrix is having maximum sum, so we have to add the submatrix and update the value to the maximum. So 42, 17, 37, you have to iterate over the matrices and add their sum, and you have to store the index of 42 and 23 occurring row and column. So maxsum is equal to sum of submat. Now let us consider our next submatrix. This is our next submatrix. In this also the right element is having unit digit 3, but their sum is not greater than first submatrix. Their sum is not greater than first submatrix, so this should be printed as our output. Now let us see the pseudocode for this program. The program must accept an input, integer R and C, and another input, that is a matrix, and another input, that is integer D. Now let us have a variable called found, and assign false to it. If no submatrix is found means found will remain the same, that is false. If submatrix is found means found is true. So another variable max sum, and let us assign -1 to max sum. For row in range, that is 0 to row of r minus 2, that is -3 plus 1, which is r minus 2. Now for call in range, that is 0 to call of c minus 2. Now we have to check for our condition, that is the right corner element unit digit is equal to dr0. So if matrix of row and call, that is row plus 2 and call plus 2, this is the right corner element of the submatrix. So we have to find the unit digit for this. So modulo 10, which is not equal to d, means you have to continue the statement. So continue. If it is equal to d means you have to code the remaining statement. So first you have to change the found to true because the submatrix is found. So found is updated to true here. And sum of submat, let us have a variable called sum of submat and assign 0 to it. Now we have to find the sum of the submatrix. So let us have a for loop for s row in range, which is from row to s row of row plus 3, and for call s call, which ranges from call to s call of call plus 3. Now we have to add the sum. So sum of submat plus equal to matrix of s row s call. Now after adding the sum to the sum of submat, you have to compare it with maxsum. So if sum of submat is greater than maxsum means then maxsum is equal to sum of submat, and you have to save the index of row and call of that submatrix. So subrow comma subcall, which is equal to row comma call. Now if found means, if found is true means, so submatrix found. So if found, you have to print the submatrix. So let us have a for loop here. For that loop ranges from subrow and subcall, which is having saved index. For row srow 2, that is subrow 2, row of subrow plus 3. And for call, let us copy and paste. For call subcall to call of subcall plus 3, we have to print the element. After printing the first row, we have to print a new line. So new line. Else, if the submatrix is not found, means we have to print -1 as our output. Now in this program, we are iterating over the for loop for the submatrix. If the corner right element in unit digit is not equal to d, means we have to continue. Else we are updating found equal to true and finding the sum of submatrix and comparing it with maxsum and saving the index of subrow and subcall as row and call, and finally we are printing the submatrix. Else we have to print -1 as our output.